Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're doing the unboxing and a review of the Aobosi fruit juicer. When these guys got in touch with me and asked me to have a look and test out the juicer, I could not be more happier. Looking at the juicer so far, it already had a few points that a lot of the other juicers are missing on the market. So, just looking at the box already, the few points they're telling us here. So we've got the intelligent protection chips, we've got 60 decibel motor, so it's rather quiet. You've got the reverse function to avoid food getting stuck, which is, again, quite good and unusual. You've got safety protection of overheating. Again, a very good point, because if you do like to juice quite a lot, they do get or could get very, very hot. And the other thing, a really, really good one so far, is the oversized feed chute. Okay, it's 126 millimeters, which is actually 5 inches. So technically, the claim is that we don't need to pre-cut our fruits or vegetables before chucking it in a big blender for juicing. So guys, without further ado, let's get it out of the box, see what it comes with, and then assemble this and we'll do some juicing. So first of all, let's get it out of the box. So we have here a leaflet and we've got a manual. You've got a few languages in there. You've got French, Spanish, German and English. Right. Got a little brush. I assume that'll be to clean our filter. And okay, looking nice. Looking very fast. Right. Oh, I like that. Right, let's get the main thing out. There we are, like that. That's pretty good. Okay. So we've got our juicing cups. So this is what I like so far. One of the points is actually your waste container. It goes on the outside, so it doesn't get overfilled. Right, and then that's the thing to push stuff down. And oh wow, okay. Right, and this is what we have. So this is our little blender part. Okay, so let's unlock that. Okay, see what I'm saying? It's actually rather different. So you basically have a little blade in there, so you kind of chops your vegetables or fruits for you, so you don't have to do pre-cutting, which I think is great. And basically, yeah, the parts are here. So this is what pushes that down. Okay, here we are. So basically now, I'm going to wash all of that. We're going to assemble that together, and we're going to be juicing it. So, all washed up and ready to go. So now next step is for us to put this all together. There is a little leaflet on the top of the manual if you're a little bit unsure, but it is pretty much self-explanatory just to click all together. So first of all, okay, we've got our base. So this is the part where the juice is coming out and is round, and then you've got the square spout where the pulp is coming out. So just line them up to round and square, click it into place. Then we've got that bit going in the middle. Okay, push it down. You can feel it's kind of locked into the place. And then next thing, we've got our top jug. Okay, it's got a little arrow here, and then you've got your little lock, open and close position. So just line it up and then twist it into the lock position. So now let's get it plugged in. And right, we get our cup. So you've got 2 cups here. One with the spout, this is for the juice, and then the one with the little indentation there, that'll be to catch the pulp. So if I turn this around, okay, so here we go. I've got some clear glasses as well, so I'm just going to put some juices after I juiced. So here, fruit-wise, I've got some apples. I've got them in a hole. We give it a go. I've got some carrots, I've got some celery, and I've got a little bit of a watermelon. So I'm going to start with the celery. We'll see what comes out, and then I'll put it in there and see what sort of color it is, and see what roughly yield we're going to get. The little thing here is a little helper. You can push stuff in there if you needed to. So nonetheless, right, let's get it opened up. Okay, so you've got big blades in there, so let's chuck some celery. Right, I'm going to close it in. And we're going to press, you got the button on the top, on, off, and obviously reverse. So open up the spout for the juice, and I just put this so it doesn't splatter me if you have to. Let's go. Okay, I think the celery is done. Right, so let's just plug this in. I love this. It's got a little rubber there so the juice won't dribble. So, okay, let's get this poured. Smells good if you like celery. The whole idea, it does take its time, but you got to understand, with those kind of machines, the slower it is, the less air gets into your juice. So that means it doesn't foam up as much. So there we are. That's a beautiful green color. So here we are, that's the celery. So let's now go with carrot, I think. So click that, push it in. So it's quite big chunks. So just let it do the work. Right? And do this. And let's go with the carrot. So let's close that and carrot. There we go. That's our carrot juice. So now let's go with, I think we'll go with the watermelon, okay? Be interesting to know how it will perform, because generally soft fruits do struggle a little bit. They end up getting clogged. So let's get it in. Fairly big chunks. Okay, right. Up and let's try. Okay, and the watermelon is done. It's easier than I thought, actually. Quite a bit. Let's get this out. Beautiful again. Oh, it's lovely. Right. Okay. So far, this is what we have. And so far, I've got to say, I'm rather impressed how dry this is, okay? Even with the watermelon, as I said before, sometimes you put stuff through and you have a lot of juice saving up at the bottom because it's not been extracted properly. That, so far, has no liquid on the bottom, which is a really, really good sign. So right now, an apple. All right, let's do an apple. It's a fairly big apple, so I'm going to put that apple in there. Right, and we're going to see what's going to happen. Let me just get this hand. Right. Okay, whole apple. Let's give that a go. Wow. It's munching through it. That is good. I'm going to quickly add on another one because it's actually totally munching through that. That's amazing. Whole apple. That is so good. Do it. And just like this, 2 whole apples are done. This is absolutely amazing. Right, so this is what we now have. The apple one. Sorry, this is a little bit cloudy, but yeah, it's a bit tinted, sorry. So nonetheless, this is apple is done. So there we are. This is our 4 juices. I've got to say, I really am impressed with the size of an apple. So you can see on the side here, the stuff came out in a cup. So if I move this out of the way, let's actually squash it and see how much juice is left in there. It literally looks very dry, very dry. So look, it's just, it's nothing in it. It's amazing. Yeah, that's good. That is very good. It is very, very dry, which is really, really great. So let me wash my hands and we'll talk about it a bit further. So, well, again, very, very impressed. So first of all, right, let's talk about that. It is totally different shape to a lot of the juicers. That looks pretty much like a mini blender, which is, I think, is amazing. So if you do have a small kitchen, you can just put this in a corner. It doesn't really take a lot of time. Also, again, speaking from experience in for having few, the assembly of this is really easy. There's none of this clicking things into places or having internal compartments for the pulp, because that becomes somewhat irritating if you do juice quite, largest amount. This way it looks, because the juice is so well, it compacts it quite well. And if you can see, we've done plenty and the cup wasn't even full. The point is, if you're doing a big batch, it looks to me, you can just pick the cup up, quickly empty this, put it under there, and continue juicing as you do. Another good thing so far is, I said, the little spout. It does have a little rubber seal. So quite often, again, before I used to juice, and I end up having puddles of juice because it would just dribble. Whatever's left there, residual, will still dribble out on the worktop. Kind of creates a really sticky mess. But having a little rubber there, you can see it's nice and sealed. And generally, the elephant in the room, guys, is the whole thing that we can just put a whole apple in there. It doesn't have to be an apple. You can put a whole kiwi in there, whatever you want. You can see you've seen me putting a whole apple in there, and it just munched through this and gave us a juice. I think it's pretty brilliant. And nonetheless, it just looks very smart. You've got a little gold logo in there. It just looks like a really nice piece of equipment. So to be frank, by just doing this, I honestly say that I really, really do like that. And hopefully that's going to make me a lot of lovely juices. So there we are. Anyway, well, guys, I hope you find this video helpful. Please don't forget, thumbs up. I will put the information of the juicer down in the description. Otherwise, guys, thank you for watching, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye-bye.